Hey guys, I'm Sharon Carpenter. You are watching Wiretapped Live, of course. And tonight I'm really excited. We are here with JW Cortes from the hit show Gotham, of course, aka Detective Alvarez.
That's
How
right.
you
What's going
doing?
on?
How's
This
it
is like,
going?
it's going really, really well. This is a first for me. I've never been interviewed in this way, so it's exciting. I love things that are firsts for me.
Via video chat. Yes, it is exciting. We're getting you in your natural element. You're at home in New York right now, right?
I am home in New York where we actually filmed the show not that far from here. So yeah, in the real Gotham.
Yes, the real Gotham. So let's talk about the show first of all, because later on we're going to get into the fact that a lot of people don't realize that you actually have a day job as well. You have a very, very interesting story, so we want to find out all about it. But let's start off by talking about the show, which of course is a hit on Fox in its second season right now. But for those who haven't seen the show yet, where have they been? But tell us a little bit about the show for those who don't know.
Yeah, so Gotham is the prequel to the Batman story, right? We've had about 75 years, give or take a few, of what we've known as Batman and all the classical villains and all the films and the Dark Knights and everything we've ever known about
Yeah,
Batman. This is actually something that we've never seen before, and this is how did Bruce Wayne become Batman? Why really is the ultimate question. Why does someone become Batman in this place called Gotham? So essentially we're exploring his story, but it's really not about him. It's really more about the one that we've always known as Commissioner Gordon, the guy who
yeah.
shoots the Batman sign up in the sky. It's really his story and his take on this place called Gotham. So we begin really quickly his let's say first day in the homicide squad at the GCPD. His
Yeah.
first case is a double homicide, which are a lovely couple, and they have a small boy named Bruce Wayne. So we're essentially thrown into the world of Gotham, and we start to see why Gotham itself becomes a seedy, dark place, and we're also learning why these villains become such bad people in this
Who
world
they
of
are.
Gotham. Who
Exactly.
they are, we've
Well,
never really seen that before.
it's true, and a lot of the characters we're seeing on this show come out of the comic book at the end of the day, including Detective Alvarez, your character. Tell us a little bit about him. He's somebody who doesn't always play by the rules.
I don't know what you're talking about. Uh, yeah, so Detective Alvarez was created by this wonderful artist and storyteller named Judd Winnick. Judd Winnick created the new 52 for the Catwoman series, and in that series, we get to meet Detective Alvarez, and what we notice is that he's pretty badass. And I don't know how the
Yes.
universe lined us up, but I look like the dude, right? That's pretty
You
crazy.
actually
But
look
what
like the guy from the comic book.
I look like the comic book character. So what we learn is that he's pretty much on the tail of the Catwoman, and he does whatever it takes to kind of get down to who is committing all these burglaries and these homicides in the city of Gotham, and he's hot on her trail. And what we learn is that we start unfolding that the web is very tangled and it's somehow found its way into the GCPD. And I realize that I'm fighting multiple foes here, some in uniform and obviously some with whiskers on their face, right? And
Yes,
he's very much
indeed.
involved, and on our show, Gotham, she's not quite a woman yet. She's still very much a teenager, and she goes by her real name, which is Selena Kyle.
Yeah, yeah. We actually just saw a picture just now. I don't know if you caught that of the
I
comic
did.
book character version of Detective Alvarez. How much fun is it playing this character, being on set at the set of Gotham, just steps away from your own home?
Yeah, that's a really it's awesome. I never knew, growing up in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, during the era that I come from, that I would ever end up on television, let alone shooting here in New York City. It is the best of both worlds. I'm incredibly lucky. The set of Gotham, I wish everyone could see it. Honestly, it is something of pure beauty. Every inch of the set has been taken into account. There are no things done arbitrarily. It's very, very intricate. It feels special every time that I'm on the set. And everyone is truly an artist. And that goes from not just the actors and the directors and producers, but the set designers. You see their work come alive in a really funky, cool, dark, cynical kind of way. And I've been on other sets.
Us on screen, that's for sure.
Yeah, and of all the sets I've been on, this to me, I'm biased. It's pretty badass. It's pretty awesome.
And you've been on a lot of sets. I just want to say quickly to those viewers who are watching, if you guys sign in, you can actually submit questions for JW. We will get as many asked as possible. And some of you guys, we may actually be able to bring up on camera to speak with JW directly. So make sure you've got your cameras working on your computers for the opportunity to do that. JW, let's go into the fact that you have a day job. You are an MTA police officer. How on earth did you land this role on Gotham? Because you've actually been an MTA officer for 10 years. Is that true?
A little bit longer than that. Yeah. You know, I it really for me began in Brooklyn. I was in a high school and in high school that really gave me my first taste of the theater, and doing musical theater was something that I got to experience in high school. But life for me was very unstable at home, and I wound up going into the Marine Corps. But I remembered throughout my career in the Marine Corps that I was a kid who loved to act and sing and do all kinds of different things. I even sang on subways, right? And I was,
Really? For
yeah,
money?
yeah.
Or you would
Um,
just take the train somewhere and start singing?
Yeah, I mean, people would throw things our way, but the applause would always get louder and louder with each song that we would sing, and we were very, very good.
You knew you had
Fast
the
forward,
talent there.
I knew I had something, and fast forward now, almost 13 years into the Marine Corps at that point, I'm in the middle of this war, right? Iraq 2003. I was part of the invasion, and
Yeah.
it was there. It was there in those moments that I decided, number one, I didn't want to die, right? And that came under a very heavy Scud missile attack. And I knew that I was destined for so much more, and I had my life literally flash right before my eyes. And I
Wow.
remembered that kid who loved to act and sing. And so I just decided at that moment that if I ever got out of there alive, I would do something. I would do something about these dreams that kept talking to me, and I wouldn't take life for granted anymore.
Yeah.
I would do something, and that's kind of what has been carrying me through for these last 10 years that I've been acting. You know,
And inspired you to really follow your dreams.
really follow my dreams, and it actually gave me the equipment, that internal equipment that I needed to really push through and stay the course. Now, obviously, I came home from the war in Iraq. I didn't really know what else I could do until I began acting. So I
Yeah.
became a police officer. Again, never knowing that I would end up working as a cop in New York, but that's what I've done. And
Well, and you
these,
you obviously love it because you've been doing it for a while. How did you end up going to this audition, hearing about this audition for the role of Detective Alvarez? Tell us a little bit about the experience. Did you go in there? Did you feel like you nailed it? Um,
oh,
did you
yeah.
know? Did you feel deep down you were going to get this?
It was just one thing that I've learned about this career of acting is you really do control so little of it is in your control. And what I've learned through my acting training and stuff like that is that what you can control are those 2 or 3 minutes that you're in that audition room. So you own it, right? And then the other part of that, the other side of the coin is that once you've done what you can do and you've taken control of that moment and you've made it yours, the very second I leave that door, I want to forget about it. Give it up to God and just
Yes.
get it out of my head. I don't want to dwell, which I've done many times in my career. Oh,
Uh-huh.
I
It
should have
must be
said that.
nerve-wracking when you want it really, when you want it that badly, and I bet you wanted this role pretty badly.
I did, I've wanted a couple roles in my career really badly, and but I was really good about forgetting it. And I even jumped on an airplane the next day. I was in Puerto Rico with my family, and a couple of days into that, I got a phone call, and it was like, the best news ever. And basically, my manager telling me, congratulations, you're Detective Alvarez. And at first, I'm like, what are you talking about? And I remembered, I remember
That
the
must be
audition.
incredible.
It was really incredible. Any actor that ever books anything, you want to run a marathon, especially if it's like one of your first ones or one of your biggest ones.
Yeah.
I remember speaking with Robin Lord Taylor, who plays the Penguin on our show, and when he found out, he cried, just cried and cried and cried and cried and
Wow.
cried. And
It's got to be an emotional moment, and especially, to have a role, it's not just a one-off; it's a recurring role. You're coming back again and again and again.
again and again and again, and it lends itself to this idea. Um, that you're doing something good, right? Like they like what I'm doing. I created this idea and they liked it, and it's sometimes that that simple of an idea, but it's so reaffirming to this belief that you can be an artist and you have something to contribute. And there's no bigger compliment than that. Very
Yeah, I'm
encouraging.
sure. I want to take a viewer question right now. Let's see if I can put this up on the screen. Okay. Delitza, she says, I applaud and thank you for all of your great services. As a Puerto Rican raised in New York all my life, sorry about the sirens, you guys, if you can hear that. All my life, I know it's very hard. How does it feel to have made it despite all the trials and tribulations I'm sure you've encountered in every aspect of your life? Also, how you stated not to take life for granted. Explain, please.
That's a great question. That's Dalitza. It's
Dalitza.
Dalitza. I would say
You
it's
say
probably
it better than
pronounced
I do.
Dalitza. Well, we know our people, right? So it is very, very challenging. I don't like to use the word hard or impossible or anything like that. Challenging. I think that anyone, especially New Yorkers who've been through stuff, and we've been through a lot as a city, right? I think that we're always up for the challenge. And so it has been very challenging. I think that you have to go through some of the dark stuff to appreciate the light, right? And so being raised in Sunset Park, Brooklyn during the crack epidemic, the things that I saw, look, I grew up on a block called Little Vietnam, right? That doesn't
Wow.
give you any indication of where I grew up on a block that had a methadone clinic, right? I'm gonna keep it very real with y'all.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was the block I grew up on. So you can imagine the things that I saw early on. Now I joined the Marine Corps, and many years later, I'm in the middle of Iraq, right, fighting for my life for the guy to the left and right of me. And then I come home and I'm a New York cop. Guys, I don't need to go into any of that stuff. You know what I'm talking about. I understand both ends of all those worlds. Very challenging. So now that I'm finally making a little bit of headway in my acting career, which really makes me smile when I meet my fans on the streets, I can really appreciate it. But I know that had I not gone through everything else, I may have taken some of these things for granted. So I
Yeah.
think it's all part of it. And not taking life for granted, every day we're reminded about how precious life is and how things happen. Just the other day, Paris, right? Um,
Yeah, definitely.
it's always
And it
been.
seems like all these real life experiences that you've had are things that have really geared you up to play this role as well. Is that true?
I would say that, yeah, coming from a world, where I'm wearing a uniform, on a day in, day out basis, absolutely, it informs you. It may not always come into your work, but if ever, there's a moment where there's a sense of danger, I know what that feels like. I think most of anyone who's really honest with themselves may have felt danger at some point or another, looking over the shoulder, or, whatever the case may be. So yeah, I come from those worlds, and I'm very keenly aware of what I'm feeling when I'm in those worlds.
You have to tell us a bit, what is it like being on this huge national TV show, 1 minute, and then you're in the subways. I'm sure people are coming up to you because you patrol Grand Central. That's kind of your space, right? Grand Central Station. I'm
Uh,
sure you get mobbed by fans. How do you even do your job?
well, I have it's first of all, I love meeting my fans
You with a fan?
on this. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it because first they're confused, right? They're like, you, "Are you shooting? Is it where they're looking for the camera, right?" Which is always hysterical. I'm like, "No."
Exactly. They must get confused.
They do, and then they walk by me, they come back, they go, "Excuse me, officer, can I ask you a question? Right? Are you that guy from television, right?" And I go, maybe. I don't know why. What's going on? They're like, no, we love the show. And if it's not you, you look just like them. And then, of course, I have some fun with it, and their eyes light up, and especially when there's kids involved. I'm like putty. I'm like putty, and I love it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's great.
Have you ever had a crazy fan approach you? And if so, how did you handle that? A few, huh? By the look on your face.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had like the crazy stalker, like, showing up with, dead rabbits and stuff.
Yes, I'm sure
Yeah.
that's going to come soon.
Oh God. Um, I hope not.
Hopefully not the
But
dead
yeah,
rabbits, though.
yeah, yeah. I mean, sometimes people are a little bit aggressive, and they're very excited, and they want me to take 10,000 selfies until they get the right one. And if I have the time, which normally I don't, I'll take them, But yeah, sometimes people are very aggressive, and um, thankfully I work with a really great group of guys who know my signals, and they'll get me out of a situation, on the job and off the job. But so
How do
far,
you even find the time? How do you balance being an MTA officer and also, acting on Gotham? How is there enough time in your world?
there really isn't enough time. I don't know how I do it. I know that I have an incredibly supportive team of fellow officers who will work, do swaps with me, which we do pretty often, because
Yeah.
acting is pretty unpredictable sometimes. I have an incredibly supportive family that embraces this journey that I'm on. And
Yeah.
I think ultimately the number one ingredient is actually is two. Is number one is time management, which you learn to do very well in the Marine Corps, and also I love it. I am probably obsessed with it, and I think passion, obsession are one and the same. And if you're not, yeah, it'd be impossible. I don't think I would have lasted.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned kids earlier and how your eyes really light up when the kids approach you and want to take pictures. You actually have two of
Yes.
your own kids as well, don't you? And how do they feel about dad being on television? Are they Batman fans themselves? Are they fans of Gotham?
Uh, that is pretty cool for those, few moments that he's on television. After that, it's all about mommy. Who can compete? I myself am a mama's boy.
Yeah.
No, it's great. I know when the scenes are coming up, right?
Yeah.
And I usually just lean back and I'll watch their faces to see what kind of reaction. And when their faces light up, it's priceless. It's why I do what I do. So I hope that they're encouraged. I hope they're inspired, if not to act, to just take a chance in life, and really pursue whatever dreams they may have, with the same, dedication that I'm hopefully demonstrating to them. I think that's really essentially one of the biggest keys to making it.
Yeah, no, no, that's fantastic. Now, you mentioned singing earlier. You used to sing on the subway. Now you're actually performing at venues like the Barclays Center, singing the
Sure.
national anthem. You've been doing a lot of that lately. So you're pursuing the acting. You're also pursuing your singing career. Tell us more. I'm sure, you're used to the cameras, but how is it performing in front of an audience right there in front of you,
Yeah,
tens of thousands of people?
right. It scares the crap out of me. It does. But it's like you have to go to that place. You must. I just sang on Friday at the Barclays Center. Kobe Bryant is there, looking at me, and I'm like, "What's
Wow.
up?" "What's up, Kobe?" And my legs, they feel like jelly, and I got the butterflies in my stomach. And then it happens, and it's like jumping, with both feet into the air, and it's a beautiful, free fall. And I have to totally trust that my shoe will take care of me. And so, I connect as much as I possibly can with those one or two people who are looking at me, and I can tell they're hanging on to every word that I'm saying, and I let that feed my soul, and when it's over, it's the biggest adrenaline rush. It's instant, unlike television or film. It's on the spot, and it's very addictive.
It
I
is. It's
encourage
an
everyone.
adrenaline rush.
Ah,
Huh.
it's massive, massive, massive. And the applause, when I've connected with them and through this song, which it's actually one of my most favorite songs to sing, because
Yeah.
if you listen to it carefully, it says a lot. It says a lot,
Oh,
and I
it
understand, and I
definitely.
relate to it. Yeah.
And now I'm going to put you on the spot. You can say no if you want to, but for those who haven't heard your voice before, do you feel comfortable singing us a little something right now, or or no? I know.
I
I
haven't.
like to put people on the spot sometimes.
Um, I don't know what I can do the anthem. I'd wake everybody up.
Yeah. So you don't want to wake
Um,
the kids up.
yeah, to dream the impossible dream, to find the unbeatable fall, to bear the unbearable sorrow.
Woo! That was impressive.
I'm gonna stop there because that's really yeah. It's
That was
called the
impressive.
Impossible Dream. Thank
Is
you.
there going to be? Are you taking your singing career seriously as you're acting? Are you going to be making an album? Are you going to be looking for a record label? What's your plan with regards to singing?
That's a really great. I've thought about it for a while, and I would love to really link up with the right producers and explore, something like that. I love, the crooners, the Luther Vandrosses, and Um, I think there's an opportunity for a person who looks like me, who can sing these songs, to really, do what like Sam Smith has done. You just don't expect a guy who looks like Sam Smith to sound the way he does. And
Yeah.
every so often, now we know who they are. But like when I first heard Adele or when I first heard Amy Winehouse, I swore up and down she was, a sister. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this just sound freaking
Really
awesome.
soulful voices.
Yeah, and that's my thing, and I would love to find the right producers who would embrace that, So I'll put it out to the universe, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And anyone watching right now, if you're a music producer, record label executive, JW Cortez,
That's
definitely keep
good.
him in mind. We have a viewer who I think we're trying to bring up on screen. Okay, it may take a couple of seconds to get there. So in the meantime, I want to go back a little bit to what you were saying
Mm,
with regard to growing up in Brooklyn and
mm,
how rough it was in Sunset Park. I know your brother, or I read that your brother was the leader of the Latin Kings, which was a gang. You went in a different direction. So how did you kind of avoid gang life? And just to say your brother's out of that now. But how did you avoid kind of falling into that world?
yeah, he was definitely one of the high-ranking, guys in that organization, right? For lack of a better word, gang, really. How did I avoid it? my parents, my mom, you know, um, pleading with me, you know, to not go down that path. So many people in my circle did. Um, but I knew I didn't have the discipline to continue, not going down that road. I felt it was just a matter of time until it would get the best of me. And the temptation was unbelievable all around you. Everywhere you looked, it
And the
was the
pressure,
norm.
I'm sure.
Shit was immense. And, my dad, old school Vietnam veteran, he wasn't having it, and so I call enlisting in the Marine Corps really my grand escape. I wanted to serve and I thought it was cool and the uniforms, but really what I needed was a way out, a chance at life. And so I thought I would just join for a little bit, wound up joining for a lot longer. Had I not joined, I probably would have ended up somewhere totally different.
Yeah,
But
well,
yeah, yeah,
we're
it's
glad that you
it's
made the
really
decisions you made, that's for sure. I
thank
think
you.
we're still waiting for to bring our fan up on camera, but we do have another viewer question right here. Alexandra151 wants to know, how has Detective Alvarez changed since season one? And we're in season two right now, midway through the season.
How has he changed? Alvarez is such a busybody at that precinct. One of the things he's always working. He's always, seems to be. It's you always hear about Alvarez, right? He's on the phone. He's investigating something. Gordon and Bullock are always referencing Alvarez. Just this Monday, they referenced him. He was helping out in some investigation. So I've been in that precinct a lot, and to be very honest with you, with my personal skill set, with who Alvarez is as a character, it'd be nice for Alvarez to be used a little bit more in some of this crime fighting. How has he changed? It's interesting. He still remains a key figure in the precinct. You'll see that in the next two episodes. He's still in that precinct, and he's dealing with people, and I can't give it away, but he's dealing with a certain specific iconic character, and he makes some
Hmm,
decisions.
who could it be?
Yeah, who, who could it be? And it's I think for me, when you're forced to make decisions, that's really what demonstrates character. Not so much what you say, but what you do or don't do. And Alvarez, on more than one occasion, has done some things that I wouldn't do that totally helped me understand who this guy is, what's his backbone,
How are
what are
you
his
different
motives.
from him?
There was one episode where Alvarez didn't go to left the precinct. Victor Zaz orders everyone out of the precinct, and everybody pretty much leaves, including Alvarez. I would have never left. I'm Brooklyn to the heart. Your beef is my beef. You know what I mean? Like, I would have went
Brooklyn to the
swinging.
heart. Yes,
Yeah,
I like that.
absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. Oh, we have our fan. We're bringing up our fan on camera, Priya Parsan. Um, who's a little pixelated, but hopefully that's going to. Oh, here she is. Hi, Priya
Priya,
Parsan.
how are
Hi,
you?
Priya. What's your question for JW? Oh, we lost Priya. Let's see if she comes back. Sometimes, if depending on the internet connection, we're bringing her back. Okay. We may need let's continue. Hopefully, we'll be able to bring Priya back because I know she has a very pressing question that she wants to ask you. Now, as a Latino who works in Hollywood, what's the
Yes.
situation like? Hollywood, it seems like over the past few years has moved towards a place that's a little more diverse.
Yes.
But what are you seeing? You're in the inside of this, obviously. Is Hollywood diverse enough right now? Are we going to see more Latinos in? No. Yeah. in
I hope
Hollywood? Are
so.
we how can we move towards a place where things are where they should be?
Well, one of the things that I'll throw some statistics your way. So, of all actors on primetime television, only 4% are Latino actors, right? That's it, four. Yet, as Latinos, we have a buying power of $1.3 trillion in this country. We're the fastest growing demographic. Of all demographics, we have the largest chunk of young people.
Yeah.
Um, and it's 4%, so we're incredibly severely underrepresented on television. And when we are, it's not always in a positive, portrayal of a character. And sometimes the Latino characters aren't played by Latino actors. So, I think there's a tremendous opportunity to bridge that gap. I think that in the 70s, the numbers were pretty close to what they are in 2015. So as
Wow.
much as, yeah, so as far as we've come pretty far, I still think we have plenty more to go. And again, this is a tremendous opportunity, and we're starting to see with my good friend Gina Rodriguez from Jane the Virgin. She won the
Yeah.
Golden Globe. I think that's very encouraging to the entertainment industry to say, look, these people are viable. They make us money, which always helps, and they have a tremendous fan base. So to be one of that 4%, I take it very, very incredibly personal. It's close to my heart. I wanna do a good job because of who I represent, and I really want to inspire not just my fans, but the writers, right? And hopefully they'll give me a Latina to play my wife and some Latino kids. Who knows? I don't know. And a grandmother, una abuela.
Yeah.
And our stories are really universal stories. I think my story isn't just mine because I'm Latino. It's because I'm a human being and I struggle and I have wants and desires. I just happen to be Latino. And that's the other end of it.
Absolutely
I am
right.
just as American as everyone else. I fought for this country. I am American, you know. And I think these are
Yeah.
tremendous opportunities to get this thing to where it needs to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think we're going to try one more time with Priya, are we? We're not going to try. Okay, I think she submitted her question via text. Let's take a look. Okay. What do you think of Detective Gordon on Gotham? He's a complex character. Is he good or bad deep down? That's Priya Parsan.
Yeah. Detective Gordon, who's played by my friend Ben McKenzie, he's a really wonderful actor. He's even an even better human being. Um, I
Yeah.
love to watch him and Bullock, go at it. It's like going to school, and I get to, peek, and it's really fantastic. I think Gordon, is finally a little bit more three-dimensional for me, for my taste. He's had some situations that have really tested his what I call moral courage, to do the right thing, despite incredibly mounting obstacles and really having to make some really tough choices under extreme pressure. We just saw that in this last episode. No
Yeah.
spoilers here, but there was a moment where I was like, what is he gonna do? And he does what I was hoping he would have done.
Because you
But
never
for a
really
moment,
know. He's not predictable.
he's not predictable. And I think in life, he's very gray. And if I learned anything of being a cop is that the world is mostly gray. And so first season, he wasn't too gray for me. This season he's very gray, and it's very exciting to watch and for him to struggle, with this place called Gotham and his own ethic codes and these freaking penguins and all these villains that keep popping up. It's like, how much can one
How
take
many
before they
of
crack?
them?
Yeah, and that's why I think Alvarez would be great if he just kind of like said, "Hey, I'm here, bro. BK's in the house. What's up?" You know what I mean? Like, let's do this.
It's
Yeah,
shown that Brooklyn style, exactly.
absolutely.
Now you've got to tell me with regards to Gotham, what kind of doors has it opened up for you as an actor? What are your next steps? What are your goals now? What are your hopes for the future?
So I guest star on the Blacklist. as Agent Suarez, possibly going to be recurring on that. So that's exciting. I think it's a wonderful show. James
Very
Spader is,
nice.
he's pretty amazing. And I had a really great scene in the season finale that got, it's funny, my Twitter blew up, but my text messages from my personal friends, it just kept vibrating. I don't know, almost the entire day because of what happens to my character. No spoilers, but you got to check it out. I've been doing a lot of public speaking, and
Yeah,
I've gotten in front of many audiences in the last year that I normally would not have had the opportunity to do so because of Gotham, and I'm thankful because I get to share my story, and I get to hopefully inspire a few people in that audience every time that I get up there,
I'm
and
sure.
it's very fulfilling for me to meet young people or just people who are wondering, what can I do that? Can I actually attempt to follow my dreams? And I think there is no greater reward than to hear somebody say, you know what, because of what you said or did, I'm doing what I was meant to do. So that has been one of the greatest blessings of being on this show. Obviously, I'm ready. I'm primed to be a series regular. And I'm open to the opportunities as they may come. I'm working very hard,
We need to
and
start a petition on that because we're all
I think you're
hoping
the
to
right
see you as a regular on that.
I think you're the right person.
Let's start a
I think
petition,
this
guys.
is yeah, I think that this is going to be one of those moments we'll look back at this video and this interview and hopefully we'll connect the dots and be like, you called it.
It's all because
You
of
know?
me. No, just kidding. And where can we see you singing next?
Where am I going to be next? I think I'm doing the Islanders game. That'll be, I don't have the dates for that, but I'll let you guys know. Just follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be doing the Rangers game and so two hockey games. That's it for now. And I got a couple more things in the works, but right now it's got
It's Gotham. It's all about Gotham. And let the viewers know, please, where they can follow you, where they can find you, where they can keep up to date with all this great stuff you have going on.
absolutely everything that I have is under the same handle, which is JW Cortez with an S. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I also have jwcortez.com. I handle all of my social media. If you reach
Personally,
out,
yourself.
personally myself, I love interacting with my fans, answering their questions, and that's really the best way. And I get tons of fan mail, which is through jwcortez.com. I answer all my own fan mail and try
And you
to
answer everyone?
absolutely, yeah.
Nice,
Um,
that personal touch. The fans love it.
Yeah, it's important. You never again, you never know what someone needs to read or see or hear, and it doesn't cost me anything, you know.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I think we have one more question before we go. I can't find it though. Do you wanna, can you just, it's on screen? Oh. Oh, okay. Do you have a girlfriend? You're married.
Yeah, Priya. No, I don't. I actually have a wife. Yeah, can I tell you how I met her? Can I share that
Sorry,
with you guys?
ladies. Yes,
Yeah.
please tell us how you met your wife.
So I came home from the war in Iraq, and things were very dark at one point, and wasn't sure if I was going to go back or not. But I decided to just, jump in front of my computer and I started messing around and I saw something that took me to a website called Match.com. So I
Match.com.
so
So
I
you
met
can
I
find
met
good guys on Match.com.
you can find guys. Hope yeah, good yeah, yes. Yes. So Match.com is responsible for two kids, a wife, and a mortgage. And a dog.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's the most
Great.
unlikely of stories.
So internet dating really does work for all those people out there who are skeptical.
It does. Make sure you put on your Detective Alvarez hat though when you're, interviewing these guys.
Definitely. They need to be interrogated, a lot of them, that's for sure.
Oh yes, I
Maybe
love
they
it.
can bring you along to do the interrogating.
I'd love to. I can coach. I'm a really good teacher. Really good teacher.
We'll have to talk more about that. JW, thank you
Yes.
so much again for sharing your story. So, so inspiring. And we will be following your every move on all your social media handles. And hopefully we'll get you on the show once again in the future.
Love to. Thank you so much. Can I just leave you with some words of wisdom here?
Of course you
I have a
can.
favorite saying that I love sharing with everyone that I meet, and that is, when life knocks you down, and it will at some point, always try to land on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up. Never
I
forget.
love it. I love it. I'm feeling very inspired right now. I'm sure everyone watching is feeling very inspired to go out there and just make it happen.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Thanks, JW, and thank you guys for watching Wiretap Live. We will see you next time. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye. Bye.